Shreya Ghoshal, it is a pleasure to speak to you. How are you?
I'm good, Haroon. Thank you for having me. And I have been watching your videos on many social media platforms, and you recently spoke about me. And I just wanted to thank you. You're brilliant. You're very emotional. You are very sensitive, and you are a true music lover, which shows. Thank you.
Thank you for the entertainment that you have given us now for 22 years. Did you ever imagine 22 years ago that you would be sat here this many years later, still performing, still entertaining crowds, and still creating new music so regularly?
I never plan, I never think ahead. I just live in the moment. And to be honest, I think I'm now finally in this moment trying to enjoy myself the most. And I think until a couple of years ago, I think I was trying to find my foothold in the industry, in the kind of music I want to do. I was doing a lot of work, but now I'm just enjoying, and I'm trying to feel my place in the Indian music industry, and also not just specifically to Indian music industry. It's just like a global. So I'm enjoying my style, my way of singing, kind of growing into where I wanted to be. So this is the moment. I think this is finally where I was waiting to come to, and honestly, I think it's just the start. And yeah, it seems like a big number, 21 years, 22 years in the film industry. But it just feels like yesterday. So still a lot to do.
You just mentioned feeling like you're more comfortable now. I could see that comfort on stage where there was no hesitation, no inhibitions. How do you get to that point, Shreya?
I think it's something internal. See, I've stopped thinking about if I make a mistake, what will people think? Because I do make a lot of mistakes.
Not on Friday, you didn't. Not in your London show. There was not a single mistake.
Can I be honest? I think every artist makes mistakes, whether on stage, while singing, and that is the error which makes it unique. And those errors are what makes an artist what that artist is. It's not about perfection, it's about the errors. I always feel that there should be some human element in every performance that you do. I just had fun making those errors, singing along with the crowd, and honestly, London is something different. And I've come to this arena multiple times. I've performed in London, I don't know how many times, I can't even count now. Every time, the energy is something else. But this time, yes, I would say it topped it all. The involvement musically, not just the excitement of having an artist, and every person was singing along, every note, every word. There was a lot of connection with, I felt a connection with each and everyone in the audience, even if it's a large number of about, 10K, 11K people, but I felt every soul was connected with me. So it was very, very special a night, and I think everything fell in place perfectly, and I wanted to do some extra little special things for London, and I was hoping to do it, and I could, so I'm glad.
Your music and your voice touches people's souls. If I give an example of recently, your song Kashmir in Animal is completely a cappella. There is no music track behind it. Do you realize that your voice has a quality that it can quite literally touch people's souls?
I think I sing with a lot of heart, and I think every note, music is such a spiritual experience, and I feel very blessed that I get to feel that kind of divine energies when I am singing. And some songs, especially when the compositions are so beautiful, the words are so pure and comes from the purest of intentions, and it's not like, oh, let's make a hit song. If the song comes from, if the creators, whether composers and lyricists, are in the same bandwidth and have the same wavelength, and they think like, I want to make a purely beautiful song without thinking about numbers, what it'll do. then the song truly becomes something unique and it touches the hearts of the people. And Kashmir is a song like that. I feel the intention was to make people feel something very musical, very bare, and nothing, no instruments are trying to overpower the emotions riding high with words and the true essence of that composition. And I think I really enjoyed that process. The fact when I went to the studio and they said, we don't want any music in it. I said, really? Is there no track? There was no tempo, though no scale was set. And in fact, initially when I sang, there was no click. It was completely like without any tempo grid. So it was like, we don't want to arrange it. We want just your voice. And I thought, that's an interesting concept. But later we did it on the tempo in case we need to ever put some music later, but it was not required. And I'm so happy that people felt the same magic which we felt in the studios.
You know, it's been such a long time, Shreya, and I'm being honest with you, where I've watched a movie not just for the entertainment of the film, but because of the voices in the music. And Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahaani was one such film. And actually, in the Amazon Prime Video cut of Tum Kya Mile, one of your verses is missing. So what I do is when I watch the film, I then go to YouTube to watch the full video, because your verse in the second half of the song is outstanding, Shreya. What do you think the magic of that song is?
I think it was just pure Bollywood magic, you know, the way we used to enjoy films, music, whether it's in the 90s or the early 2000s. And I think it is basically Karan Johar's love for that genre, that music, and he went all out and he led the team, the Pritam Da, Amitabh Bhattacharya, go full on with the melodies and not worry about, again, whether it has to be a rocking chartbuster or not. It has to be a purely beautiful song, all about letting your heart out and expressing love. I mean, when I heard it, when I sang it, I was in love with it, and it really reminded me, acha, the good times are back. It's like that, the good old Bollywood that I enjoyed listening to, or that was my childhood.
Yeah.
And I wanted to always be singing such kind of melodies, which is a little rare in today's times. We don't get to have those kind of classics anymore. So this will become one of those classics which will be there for a longer time. So I'm so glad you said that.
Would you mind singing me a couple of lines? Would that be okay? Thank you.
I was about to. बेरंगे थे दिन, बेरंगी शामें आई है तुमसे रंगीनियाँ, बेरादा रास्तों की बन गए हो मंजिलें, मुश्किलें हल है तुम्ही से या तुम ही हो मुश्किलें, तुम क्या मिले, तुम क्या मिले, हम ना रहे हम, तुम क्या मिले, जैसे मेरे दिल में खिले फागुन के मौसम, तुम क्या मिले, 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 तुम क्या मिले.
I'll be really honest with you, I'm watching Indian Idol not for the contestants, but because you sing so often on the show as well. How is it watching this new generation of singers coming through?
Beautiful. I think they're so incredibly talented and so fresh. They are not, at least I would say that this batch of Indian Idol, this season 14, has seen very young voices, very young, fresh talent, which has not appeared in. Many times what happens, many of the contestants have appeared in other shows and they again participate and, I think they are pro. at what they do. But this batch is completely new, very fresh, beautiful voices, individual voices. So I'm having a blast. That's why I keep singing, because I think if there is a lot of interesting magic or interesting ideas happening with voices which can do flourish into something so beautiful, and I can see them blooming in front of me, and I feel like joining in that moment, and I do keep singing because music makes me go nuts.
तू ही धूप तू ही छाया तू ही अपना पराया.
Shreya, that was you 20 years ago. That was you on a reality TV talent show. You came through that process.
तुमसे मिलकर ना जाने क्यों तुमसे मिलकर.
Is it surreal to think that you were one of many hopefuls and you were the one who managed to make it here?
Wow. Yeah, I when I participated in that show, that was not the reality show that it is today. No
Yeah.
votes, nothing. But I think I learned a lot through that process, and I never thought that it would catapult me into the mainstream in such a big way. But it happened, and it kind of became a path for many aspiring singers, that it's kind of a gateway to the real big world. But honestly, it was just for me. Those days, I was so nervous, so naive. I was so young, and I had no experience. I came from a small town, and I was not smart. All I knew was to keep my eyes down and just sing, and not like look at the big crowd or the big judges and those people and get like start shivering. So, but from there on, how a voice traveled to different ears and to the right ears who thought this is the voice that I need in my films, that was Sanjay Leela Bhansali. So I think there was some magic in this whole journey, and I can't get over the fact that I think there is a lot of blessing from Uparwala. Otherwise this kind of a journey wouldn't have happened. How that man decided I need this very young 16-year-old to be the voice of my heroine and very big film, and he was so convinced to have a Johari, like the unko parakh thi ki yeah, this is the voice that can create some new magic in the films which is required now. He did that for me, and I think every artist requires somebody to have belief in that voice, because anything new requires a lot of guts to be launched, whether it's in any field, whether it's art or business or wherever something new happens. There's a lot of you're going against the tide. You have to have that one person to believe in you, and I got that person, and so many more after that.
Yeah. Now, you started when you were less than 16, right? You were how old when you first started singing? When you first started, you went on the TV show and you started singing?
Well, I went on the TV show, I think when I was 10, 11 years old. So I was a child contestant, of course, and I came multiple times, and I had the best of the jury. The judges were incredibly talented. Those stars of the film industry and classical music industry. So I was like, when I look back, and I think I was so privileged to be in their presence and hear some beautiful words about me and their guidance, then mentoring. So when I that bridge has been crossed, and now I'm sitting on that panel, and I feel, honestly, I don't deserve to be here giving somebody gyan, because the people I learned from in this process were really guni log the, bahut gyani. The knowledge, the experience, the depth that they have been in the field of music, incredible. But whatever I have learned, if I can pass it on to the next generation of singers, it'll be only something that I've learned from them to pass it on. That will be my duty. So I do that through, say, Indian Idol and such shows.
You mentioned the ustads who taught you, who mentored you. You are a mentor to a whole generation now. In fact, I posted on social media that I think you are the greatest Indian singer alive. How does a title like that go down with you? How do you process that?
I refuse to process it. मैं एक कान से सुनती हूँ, एक कान से निकाल देती हूँ.
But you genuinely are, Shreya. The range that you have, the versatility that you have, the choices that you have made showcase that you have an ability like no other.
Well, honestly, I think it's your love, honestly, but I know where I stand, and I know where the truth is, where I need to do so much more. See, listen, I have heard too many amazing artists in the world, and I know there is just too much perfection and beauty in the work that these legends have done. I'm trying. I get inspired by them at every step of my life, and I want to be like that. So I think the intention to do music with that sincerity is there within me. So I think somewhere it translates, but I know there's a lot more to do, and I'm not being humble. That's the truth. There are such great artists who have done phenomenal work. We are living in the time of privilege where there is technology, there is enhanced audio experiences. They were in the times where there was no everything was bare minimum. The magic was in the fact that everyone was in it together with all their hard work. The recordings were used to happen with all the musicians together. There were no takes. There were no कि आधे में गा के वापस punch कर लिया. Now we can do that. People, they were so incredibly gifted, and they dedicated their life to honing that craft so truly to come to that perfection that when I listen, I just feel, how did they do it? And I think this is because they didn't have the privilege. We live in that age of privilege, so we take it a little easy. But I would not take it away from the hard work that I have also put in, and my composers, my colleagues are doing. They are so amazing. I'm telling you, I live every day and I say thank you to God for giving me such wonderful, community of artists which I share this industry with. It's just the greatest of the gift. I'm friends with many of them. We talk about music, we create music, we get disappointed together, we have our moments of euphoria together, and this is my gift, the treasure I'm so glad I got in this lifetime.
Lata Mangeshkar ji is a name that the world celebrates and looks back at, and so many of the comments I've seen on social media is that if there is a Lata Mangeshkar, there is also a Shreya Ghoshal, and to have your name in the same world of singers like that, how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel that, for many people, when we lost Lata ji a couple of years ago, they lost their goddess, they lost somebody who gave them purpose in life. And for many people, Shreya, you are that person.
I see, Lata ji is like an angel, that voice which floats in my system, my universe. And she's like a guru to all of us, not just me, any singer, any music lover, anyone who goes through any crisis in life, that there is a song of Lata ji that helps you cross that hurdle in life. So for me, like how she has been, I'm sure there's a generation who has not heard Lata ji, and I am probably trying to bridge that gap for them to access her, and to know. That's why I keep talking about her, because we have had greats and we need to celebrate. And what happens is, as the time passes, and the newer generation, now there was Gen Z, now there's going to be Gen A. My son is Gen A, I think. How will they know about these greats? And I try to talk about them. I try to sing their music. And of course, I sing my music too, but I don't want them to forget what great legacy we have. This is the legacy which makes us feel so proud to be this subcontinent feels so proud of their, heritage, and the music that is so unique. You see, the whole world has a certain kind of music, but the Asian music is different. Our subcontinent has a very old history of music, from classical to folk to our film music, and it's distinctly different, and it's very, very rich with ragas and nuances, and uh, it's not just lyric based music. It's got a lot of detailing in terms of the harmonics of the combination of notes and how it should be sung, and what time of the day what rag should be sung so that you have that effect. Where, in which part of the world do you think there is that kind of research and ustads doing that work? So Lata ji, Asha ji belong to that level to me, for me. But I think I'm trying to take a little bit of that in my singing and giving it to the next generation also, so that they feel this magic that they gave us, you know.
Absolutely, and you have done that. Now, I have given 5 of my listeners a chance to ask you a question.
Okay, we'll do a rapid fire.
Anisa says, what is your creative process like, and how has it changed over the years?
I like to listen first. See, when I go to the studio, I think, when I'm surrounded by the creators of the song, which have prepared something beautiful, we are in the process of give and take. Okay, I feel we should do this bit like that, but I don't get into that process right away. I listen to absorb all the ideas first, take it all in. I take about 15 minutes to half an hour to hear everyone's ideas and from where that idea is stemming from, and make it my own. And when I go on the mic, that is my I don't know what to call that. That is like my bubble, which is my, like, I take it all in, process it, and then I stop thinking. So I feel I'm a very instinctive singer. So I follow my instinct, what should happen, what note, what phrase should happen next, and how I have to approach the song here. After processing everything, I stop analyzing and I just go with the flow. And that helps the song to become easy on the ears, yet have the intricacies of what the music is all about and what the idea is. For what film, if it's a film song, what the situation is, and where, in what part of the film and storytelling is it coming. So with all those information, I keep it locked inside me, and then I just go by the flow.
Sai says, in your playback role, who do you think your voice lends itself best to, and who do you wish you could have sung for who you haven't?
I think practically for every heroine I have sung, who are working in this time. If I had to go back in the past, I would have loved to sing for Wahida Rahman ji, Madhubala ji. I think I'm an oldie at heart. I love the black and white era a lot. There was some magic. I think...
But you're not going to pick a favorite from this generation.
I have a lot of favorites. I feel who are very expressive when they're lip singing, and probably because they know music themselves, like Vidya Balan. She is very musical. She can sing. And Aishwarya Rai, because I think she was my first ever actress I sang for, so she's gonna be my favorite. Kareena Kapoor, I feel I have sung a lot of songs, and she's also very expressive. So I think for a playback singer, it's very important to have a very expressive phase, because there are so many nuances in the song which need to be enunciated while even lip syncing. So they do it beautifully.
Hala asks, what are the challenges of singing in different languages and genres? I want to tell you, at BBC Asia Network, we play so many of your non-Hindi songs as well, like Sun Belia, you sing in Bengali. We've had so many messages from our listeners saying how happy they feel to hear you representing their language as well.
Yeah, I'm a Bengali, and we speak Bangla at home. And when Sun Belia happened, and I was so happy that they wanted to incorporate Bengali lines, because it's not just about Bengal of our country. There are a lot of Bangladeshi fans I have, and whenever I've gone to Dhaka, I've sung and I've performed. I've got so much love. They genuinely love our culture, our music, and Bengali music, Bengali language is very lyrical, very mellifluous. My whole childhood has been listening to Rabindra Sangeet and folk music, and my household has always. My dad would play. He is the reason why actually I think I'm a musician. My mum gave me the genes. She taught me, but my dad created the atmosphere of music in the household, which made me feel like, oh, I want to be doing this. Somewhere subconsciously it started. So Bengali music is very important in my foundation.
In fact, in your show, when you do Barsore, you do it in a mix of different languages. How is it switching between them?
I think what happens is, I knew that there are a lot of Tamil in the audience, and I have some songs which are in 3 or 4 languages. Like Barsore is a popular song in Hindi. It has a Tamil, when Megham is in Tamil, there is a Telugu version of it. So I try to, if not like, because that set has to be very concise, I couldn't have incorporated a whole song. So I thought, let me just do a tribute to all the Tamils in the house and sing a little bit of it. And I feel every language has its magic. And because I keep singing it, I try to perfect the diction while singing it in live. But I'm sure I make mistakes.
No, I don't know the language, but you sounded great. I can say that. Final 2 questions. Suraj says, and this I think is a really good question. Suraj says, does it take a mental toll on you when you have to sing the same songs repeatedly for concerts? Do you reach a point where you don't enjoy singing the same songs anymore?
So to answer that question, because you're very right, I get bored and I keep changing the song for my live. The live version, if you see, is always different from the original. I don't think there is very few songs I've retained as how it is in the original. Most of the times I keep rearranging, and my band is so wonderful. I have a very, very enthusiastic, very creative band who help me out with, let's do it differently. Like, let's bring a different riff here, make a musical pattern here which does not let people know what we are coming to, and then get into the song. Or let's change the groove a little bit. So make it little different, but not take away its originality. So I keep switching and keep experimenting to keep it fresh. So I enjoy, and people who have come to my concerts, they're also in for a surprise. Oh, it sounded nice. It's different. It's the same, but it was fun, So concert versions are always different for me.
But you don't get bored of the songs ever?
See, these songs are not just songs for me. These are like, they have become like my breath. They have become like my blood. They are in me in such, it's ingrained in so deeply that it feels like it's a part of me. And I have genuinely loved singing those. That's why I choose them in my concerts also. There are so many songs that I have probably recorded, but I don't sing them in my concerts because I probably won't enjoy singing it on stage. But these songs genuinely give me a high when I sing them.
Finally, Monica says, and we were discussing this ourselves, how do you condense down your 22-year career into a 2.5-hour concert?
It's a hard choice. Always it's a choice. Like, I will be very honest. Until about 2 hours into the concert, my set list is kind of shifting. Oh, should we do this? Or should we remove this? Let's give it a time. Let's give this song a little priority this time because maybe it's been a while we have sung it. It's always shifting because I'm so unsure. Right before going on the stage, there will be some change. Something, because it's hard to choose from your babies, like which one is your favorite, So it is tough. And what I do is every tour, every time I come back to the city, I shuffle them around. Some songs which I've probably done the last year, I didn't do this time, or, like vice versa. So the next time I come, there will be many more surprising classics and some new songs added. because there are new songs also adding with the films which are coming, and some classics which we cannot not sing.
All of your songs are classics to me, Shreya. Honestly, all of your songs are classics to me. Finally, then, I'm going to tell you the songs that you didn't perform, and you can pick one. If you could sing a couple of lines of that song for me, that would be amazing. So the songs that I missed the most were Hasi, which you sing beautifully, Dil from Ek Villain Returns, which you sing stunningly, Kar Har Maidan Fateh, which you sing with Sukhvinder Singh, and you both sound incredible on that song.
That's a whole medley I took out,
No.
took away from my London
Really?
show. There's a whole medley which had all of these songs, practically all of them. You know, I'm so sorry I didn't, because I really was short on time. We had a little cut-off, the arena has. I could give a 4-hour performance. Honestly, I do that at times when I get carried away, and I do that. But we had a time constraint here. I need my phone for the lyric. I'll sing Hasi for you.
If you could sing Hasi and just the 2 lines of Ghayal Parinda Hai, because for me and for a lot of people, that song gives them a lot of strength and motivation. And when I'm in the gym, I listen to it. When I'm running, I listen to it.
I'm glad you said that. I honestly loved singing Har Har Maidan Fateh also, because it is truly one of those rare songs of. I usually either sing romantic songs or songs of, celebration, but philosophically different. Songs of motivation are very rare. You don't get to sing such songs also in films. So I will sing. पहले तो आपको हंसी सुनाती हूँ, ठीक है? Hasi was one of those songs. When I sang this one, I did not know there's a male version of it. I sang it and I just loved it. And I heard the male version also. It's so different and so beautiful. I think there's, once in a lifetime such songs happen, and you can't plan कि क्यों इतना magical है. बहुत सुंदर. Actually, महेश भट्ट सर का बहुत input होता है. हर उनकी फिल्में जो होती हैं, there's a lot of sensitivity and emotion which he brings to his films and music. This is composed by Ami Mishra, and I think he is genuinely very gifted, but उसने बहुत ज़्यादा काम नहीं किया है. This is the one song I have sung for him. मैं जान ये वार दूँ, हर जीत भी हार दूँ, कीमत हो कोई तुझे बेइंतहा प्यार दूँ. मैं जान ये वार दूँ, हर जीत भी हार दूँ, कीमत हो कोई तुझे बेइंतहा प्यार दूँ. सारी हदें मेरी अब मैंने तोड़ दी, दे कर मुझे पता आवारगी बन गए, हाँ हंसी बन गए, हाँ नमी बन गए, तुम मेरे आसमां मेरी ज़मीं बन गए.
Oh, that was amazing, Shreya. Thank you so much. That was incredible.
घायल परिंदा है तू, दिखला दे जिंदा है तू, बाकी है तुझ में हौसला. तेरे जुनूं के आगे अंबर पनाहे मांगे, कर डाले तू जो फैसला. रूठी तकदीरें तो क्या, टूटी शमशीरें तो क्या, टूटी शमशीरों से ही हो. कर हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह रे बंदिया, हर मैदान फतेह.
Shreya Ghoshal, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all the incredible music you've given us over the years, and long may you continue to give us even more incredible music. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Haroon. Thank you.